Hey, Selena, John, thank you. So we were talking earlier about what the scene is like, and I was trying to convey to you that it has gotten smaller out here in front of Sacred Heart in terms of the migrant encampment, but don't get me wrong, there are still hundreds of people. So let's take a little walk this way just so you can get an idea of what we're talking about. And as I mentioned, the sidewalks here are full of people, some of them taking advantage of the buses that the city has provided, and in this case, they're meant to keep people warm at night, but they're providing shade right now. And then again, you have a lot of members of the media out here too, and then members of the community who have come out and fed some of the migrants. We just saw some folks down here from a local church feeding some migrants. So we are directly in front of Sacred Heart, right at the corner of Father Ram and Oregon. And this is the crowded street that you have out here. Now, you have also a lot of people who are migrant advocates who have come out here, to show support for the migrants. But then, of course, you have people on both sides of this argument. We're going to try to see if we can make our way back over here, a little bit closer here. We're going to talk to Dan Miller, who's an El Pasoan, who I spoke to earlier. Dan, thank you for sharing time with us. Dan, talk to me a little bit about what brings you out here today.
Yeah, so I'd like to firsthand experience what's going on, and then I can screen the information through my own lens. I don't need to watch the news to figure it out. So I'm a concerned citizen, and I'm a concerned citizen in the fact that illegal crossings are occurring on a daily basis in the United States. And historically, we've had maybe 300,000 on average to 1 million illegal crossings annually under the previous 3-4 presidents. And now we're having 2 to 3 million to 4 million annually illegal crossings. The media now portrays this as asylum seekers. Okay, so historically, asylum seekers, maybe 10% of those seeking asylum actually get appointed asylum. So 9 out of 10 of these historically wouldn't meet the requirement for asylum. So while these may be asylum seekers, the media is not reporting that only 10% historically even achieve asylum. And that's what I would like the media to dive into more and get that news, to get that information out.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Dan Miller in El Paso in here talking about the situation when it comes to asylum seekers. He's not wrong in the sense of how difficult it is to win an asylum case. About 90% of asylum cases typically are rejected. And what many will tell you, critics of the Biden administration or critics of the current immigration system will tell you that asylum was not meant as a way to seek economic refuge, that there is no such thing as economic asylum, because in many cases you have people coming here to seek a better life, coming to the U.S. to work, and that is where critics will tell you asylum law doesn't extend. However, there are people on the opposite side of that argument that tell you absolutely people deserve to seek refuge from authoritarian governments and should come to the United States and be granted that right. That is what you will hear from people on the opposite side of the argument. So